In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create this exact profile card from start to finish. I'm going to be showing you the exact different methods that you need to use to create the columns and rows and how to position the different items, and then how to color them and style them, etc, etc. So by the end of this video, you will have created exactly what is on the screen right now if you follow all of the steps that I do with inside of this one tutorial. This is just an example of a profile card. You don't have to do it this way. The idea of this video tutorial is that it shows you how you can create your own profile card, which type of structure you need, and which type of elements to position them that you need to do, and how you can make sure that everything is positioned correctly. So by the end of this tutorial, you will be able to create your own profile card in your own style using your own methods. Before we get started, naturally, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And if you do have any feedback, write it in the comment section down below. If you did subscribe, don't forget to tap that notification bell so you get notified when I release any new videos. If you did like this video and you like the content and the way that I showed it to you, I have many other videos teaching you about HTML and CSS, JavaScript, and other playlists showing you how to create full websites over hours. That may be of an interest to you, so go and check out my channel. There'll be a link in the description below.
If not, keep watching this video and I hope that you really enjoy it.
Okay, let's get started.
Okay, so just a quick introduction to the workspace that I've got here. I'm obviously using a Visual Studio Code. If you didn't know already what the name of the IDE is. The folder structure is very simple. I've got a CSS folder, an images folder, a JS folder, and an index.html, which is displaying on the screen, which has just a basic title, and I'm linking a layout.css file that's located in the CSS folder. That is then on the right hand side of the screen, which is currently empty, which we're going to use for all of to write all of the CSS in for this one profile card. The JSS we're not going to be using in this, but it's just there for the sake of having it there. Let's get started with creating this profile card. As we know, we want to have the actual profile card in the center of the screen. So we're going to create our get rid of that first. Div class, and we'll just say container. And the container in this situation is going to well, before we do this, we need to make sure that we knock out any margin and padding that there is, and also we'll we'll set the font family to be Helvetica and Arial and so on, and that'll be fine. Okay, so now let's set the body to be display flex. Now I want this profile card for this example to sit directly in the center. So first thing we have to do is set the view height, or the height of the body, to be that of the viewport's height. Display flex, and we'll say flex direction was going to be row. Justify content will be a center, and align items can be stretch here. But we can actually just say center will work fine too. Right, and let's make the background color is first of all 444. I've got another color which I'm going to use in a second, but let's just check that it's all working fine. Yeah, we're all happy days. Okay, good. Okay, the background color that we want is 575484. So let's refresh this. See, we've got the color that we need. All right. Next thing to do is to give the container some size, and this container is going to need display flex, and the flex direction is going to be column, and justify content is going to be flex start at the top, and align items is going to be stretch, because that's how we want it. And the background color will be, so this, okay, so 3A385C, and the width is going to be 400 pixels, and height is going to be 600 pixels. It can be we might play around with this a little bit as well, and the border radius for the time being will be 20. Let's have a look at that looks like. Okay, that sits nicely in the middle. You might want to make it a little bit smaller, and those border radius want to be, let's say 40. That's better. And we could probably go to 60. Happy days. Okay, let's make the height 550. That looks better. Okay, so now we have what we want. Let's add a little bit of shadow to this one box. So let's say box shadow, and we'll say 10 pixels, 10 pixels, 10 pixels, and we'll do it in 333 to see what that looks like. First of all, it's obviously way too much. Let's bring it down to 1 pixel, 1 pixel, and that looks a little bit better. And we can now bring the opacity down, if I remember that's rightly, to that, and then 333, and then say 10, and yeah, and say 80 maybe. That looks good. Okay, it's got some form of depth now, which is what I like to see. Okay, now we've created the box we want to do. We want to separate this box down into two boxes, and one's going to be about 60% and one's going to be like 40%. So inside of this, we want to say if class is then to be top, and this is then going to be bottom, and actually we'll say row 1, row 2, just to be a little bit clearer when we talk about it. So row 1 and row 2, let's define the CSS rules here. And well, whoops, let's bring this up a little bit. That's better. Okay, so we've got our display. Our container is display flex direction column, justify content start, align items stretch. So we know all we've got to do here is say flex, and we want this to be 70%. We'll say flex 7, and we'll say this one can be flex 3, and background red, and background blue first of all. And let's have a look. Okay, they look okay. So we want to have, and I believe we can fix this. We'll have to check it in a minute. Overflow is equal to hidden. Yeah, that cuts off yeah, anything that's overflowed. We could say, I think that's actually probably okay. I'm going to leave it like that. So let's now go and get the background colors that we need. Okay, so the row 1 background can be transparent because it's same as what it is already. And then this row 2 background color is then 2D, 2B, 4, 8. So refresh that. Yes, happy days. Okay, so now we've done this. We want to start on this skills thing first of all because it's slightly easier. So let's row 2 title, and we can say here display flex. Flex direction is going to be a column, and justify content will be flex start. Align items can be then flex start as well. We want everything aligned to the left. Yes. And the title can be then color white. I'll get the correct color in a second. And we want to have a margin of, actually we can say, let's just say width 80%. That'll be okay. And font size can be like 1.2 inch. It's probably too big actually, to be honest with you. And text transform is going to be uppercase. Yeah, let's have a look at that. So row 2, we want div class row 2 title, and it's going to be skills. Let's have a look at how this looks like. Yep, and obviously it didn't do anything with regards to what we wanted. Display flex direction, yes. And we want to say margin left 30 pixels, margin top 30 pixels. Let's redo that. That's better. And maybe 30. Yeah, maybe 30 at the top could be too much. So we'll say 20. I like that. That's better. Okay, next. We want all of then this actual skills itself. So row to skills, and it's going to be, I think we can do this in a clever way. So this is going to be display flex. Flex direction is going to be row, and flex wrap will be wrap. Justify content is start. Align items is flex start as well. Color is equal to white. Text transform is uppercase. That's good. Actually, this is not going to really. We'll see in a second. So let's do span and do Swift. See how this works. See how this works. And iOS. TypeScript. Let's see what this looks like now. Right, it's not got any spaces in it, obviously, and we can say span padding is equal to 20, then 20 here, like that. We need to display is inline. Oops. Yeah. Oops. Display skill, row skills, span. We have to sub block. Okay, maybe that's not going to work. Adding. Did I not save this? Row to skills, span, display blocks. Like starts, background, color is equal to red. Let's have a look how that looks. So it did. David. It's the wrong one. Why didn't anyone tell me that, huh? Here we go. All right, that looks a little bit better. So we want to have at least some form of padding left and padding right can be 30 as well. Let's see what this looks like. So that looks all right. So rather than saying we just want padding right, essentially. Yes, that's good. But have a look at why it wrapped too early. That's not what we wanted. We wanted skills is margin left and right. There we go. Right, do we need display block? No, that's fine. Right, so we can add the others now. TypeScript and Node, the ICD, React, Node. So next we want we wanted TypeScript and then Node, CICD, React. We got Node. Put Node in twice. We put I'll just put Linux. HTML, CSS. See how that looks? Yeah, it looks good. So we can put margin top 20 pixels, margin bottom 20 pixels as well. See how this looks. maybe a little bit too much. Happy days. Yeah, I like that. So that's looking right, apart from the red background. I'm not too sure about. Tell me in the comments below whether you like it or not. Right, we want the skills to be margin left is going to be like 50 to push it over. Yeah, and top we want to say 20 pixels, push it down. 20 is too much. Good. Okay, so let's change the color of the text to be AF, AEAF. Better. And title is also that there. That's good. I kind of like that. So I'd say we're done there. Let's move on to doing this top bit now with the image, the name, and the city, and stuff like that. So let's move over to the code once again. And so the row 1, go back up again, is flex. So we can say display flex as well. Flex direction is going to be column. Justify content here will be flex, or it'll be center actually. Oh, well, no, flex start, sorry. Align items can be center. That's good. So this wants to have then profile image will sit inside of that. And then we've got the profile, the username we'll put here. So this is David Thorne. And city, job title. So job title. And then we can say here then the buttons. And then we've got a button. Say profile card button to be clearer. And the first one is then message. And the profile card button. And this one's going to be message. One's going to be then following. Yeah, that will dictate the background color following. That should work. So we have the profile image. That's fine. And we're going to need another one here. The profile image inner. Yeah, that's okay. This is going to be the circle with the border, and this is going to be the actual image in itself. So let's have a look at how this looks. Obviously nothing. So okay, so let's do the profile image now. So the profile image, all right, say like margin 30 pixels top, width going to be 130 pixels. The border we're going to make 1 pixel solid white. I'm guessing we have to change that color later. The profile image, because we've got the display flex column, align items center. Yeah, that's width is there. Let's have a look at this here. Okay, that's cool. That's happy days. So now we want to have the border radius to make 50 cents. So now it's rounded. And yes, so now we want to say display flex. Flex direction is a column. It doesn't actually matter in this sense for its content. And the content is going to be stretch. And align items is also going to be stretch as well. So now we want the profile image, what's it called again? Inner. But the background image wants to be then images, profile. And then the background position is center. And background size, we're going to do cover because we want it to cover. Background repeat is no repeat. Have a look at what that looks like. Nothing, because we need to say flex 1, so it takes up space. Good stuff. That's all correct, but we want to know that the profile image is overflow hidden, so it doesn't get shown. Good. Now we just need that inner circle. So we should be able to say margin, let's say 5 pixels, and that pushes it out. But we want to also say here border radius 2, and there that does it. And I think 5 pixels would be all right. We can maybe say 3. I like 3 better. So that's looking good. So let's now change the border color. That's going to be 70 BCC8. Let's refresh that. That's looking good. Right, so next thing to do will be this text. Should be quite easy, actually. So what have we got? We've got job title first of all. So we've got username, and so we've got username color is going to be white. We already got down here with the skills. Those there, and that's going to be also city and job title 2, and also message span and following span 2 is going to be like that. So we can just place these onto a new line. Looks good, looks good, looks good. So let's refresh this. Okay, they're now all white. David Thorne should not be lowercase or uppercase like this. And city is Dortmund. And job title is Senior Software Engineer. Like that. Good stuff. Okay, so now we want to say probably we can also say padded. No, it's not going to work. The username, I'm going to say margin bottom is equal to 10 pixels. The job, city, I'm going to say margin bottom is 20, and job title is margin bottom 20 pixels. Yeah, but yeah, that's all right. Like it. So now the username, the font size can be like 1.2 ems. Let's check that out first. Go 1.4, and lastly 1.5. Good. So we can say now we know what size essentially the city is. So we'll say like 1.3, and the job title can be 1.2. Days. So we want the job title, the city being text transform uppercase 2, and font weight we're going to say 100. Lighter. Get rid of the font weight. Oops. Yeah, and that's better. But we can actually, the job, because it's uppercase, it can come down a lot more. And I think that's probably, okay, 9.5, probably okay. The senior software engineer can also come down to this. Yeah, I like that. That's looking good. Okay, so now just the message buttons to do. So we've got the buttons is display flex, and flex direction is a row. Justify content will be justify content will be flex start, and align items will be stretch. Yeah, I was going to do it another way, but I'm going to do it this way instead. So now we want profile card button. They both have a border, so we'll say border 1 pixel solid, and it's the same color as the border of this, of that there, and yeah, like 40 pixels. Yeah, and then we don't need to test it yet, because it's going to make more sense to do it this way. And span will say font size equal to 1.2 ems. And the trick here is then display flex direction, doesn't matter. Justify content center to make it all centered align, and center once again. So this doesn't need to have text align anymore. So let's refresh that. Yeah, good. But now with the button text is way too big, so let's say 0.9 as well. That's maybe, it could just be 1 actually. Yeah. Okay, so now the buttons are going to have the just the message button, and have this margin right is equal to 25 pixels. Better? Maybe 20 is fine. Yes. Okay, so now let's say both the buttons message and following need some padding. So we can say padding top 30 pixels, and then 30 pixels. Way too much. Say like 5. Better, but come to think of it, it's way too much. Let's just say 0. Because we've got a height on it, David, that's why. We don't want a height on the button. Let's just come back here, that's good. And then do 10. Yeah, I like that. And we want to say border radius is going to be 10 pixels. 3 days. Okay, each one is got to be, button has got to be cursor pointer as well. Yeah, okay, that's that done. We know that the following button has been done, but we want to know that the message button now has its background color of this essentially. So we use this and change this to background that, and yeah, but the button text needs to be white. When I say color needs to be white because it's not standing out enough. Oh no, that's the wrong one. We want message is span. Whoops. Get rid of this, and we'll say message span here is color is white. That's better. Okay, so it means we're going to have to put the following and we'll say following. Make them both white. It'll be fine. Yep, I like it. All right, well, are we finished here? Possibly. I think this image could be a bit bigger actually. Say like 150. Yeah, that looks better. And the username margin profile image. It doesn't need a just have a margin top, it's fine. And then the username can have a margin top of 10 pixels or possibly like 20. That looks better. And the buttons can have a little bit less margin. What do we have? Job title, margin bottom, say 20. That's a bit better. I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot. Maybe we can move this, the row 2 height to be a little bit smaller. So we had 4, we have like 2. That's okay. And margin top, left, right. What that looks like then. Maybe actually this needs to be, say 3. That means row 1 needs to be, I'll say 9. This can be then 4. That work? No, 3. 11. I just want the space to be even. Or 4's better. Yeah, I like 4. That's working now. So we can give the buttons, yes. So row 2 can have 4 now, which means the buttons can have a bit more of a margin top. That's better. All right. Now I'm happy. Now I can say possibly that the title that's now finished. All right, so we can create a quick hover for this message button. So we set our message. So message hover will be background of this and 50%. Yeah, I like that. And then following can have like a background of 80% bit or something. Yeah. All right. I like that. And yeah, I think it's done. So, all right, I'm now happy that this has been completed. Let's just have a good look at what it looks like. There we go. Okay, well, there we go. So the only thing that we've got left to do now is for you to smash that like button and also subscribe so you don't miss the next video that I upload. And in order to not miss that video that I upload, then make sure you tap the bell icon to get all notifications for when anything happens on my channel. Thank you very much for watching. My name's David Thorne. You've been watching David's videos. See you in any of the videos that are displaying on the screen right now. That's it. Bye-bye.